turn our attention to mixed doubles and the world and Olympic champions. There they are, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei up against Chris Adcock and his wife Gabby Adcock. So there you can see two Chinese pairs, and this is the only discipline where we have defending champions, because of course it's the Danes, Fischer Nielsen and Christina Pedersen, 3 times winners of this event. So the number 1 seeds, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei, trying to reach their 5th consecutive final at the Super Series finals. Twice former champions, but they're up against Mr. and Mrs. Adcock, the English combination, who are always a threat.
Please welcome the players. First up from China, Zhang Nan Zhao.
Olympic champions, twice world champions, winners of 20, yes, 20 Super Series titles together. 7 finals from 11 tournaments throughout 2014, winning 6 of those 7 finals. 5 finals at Super Series level from their 9 tournaments. It is no wonder they are the number 1 seeds. Chris and Gabby Adcock, the English combination, reached the final of the French Super Series earlier this year. They are the Commonwealth Games gold medalists. Also won the Swiss Grand Prix gold this year. So as they make their way onto court, this is, of course, a repeat of Thursday's group match. And on Thursday, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei won in 2 straight games, 21-14, 21-17.
Red. Oops, we'll call that one. Red.
And, of course, it's the world and Olympic champions who won the group. And Chris and Gabby Adcock finished 2nd, despite only winning 1 match, and that was yesterday against Mikkel Fuchs and Birgit Michels of Germany. It all became very complicated, didn't it, Morten? Because Chris and Gabby Adcock, Go Sung-hyun and Kim Ha-na, plus the Germans Fuchs and Michels, all won 1 of their 3 matches. But it was game difference that enabled the English pair to qualify as 2nd in the group. So to Zhao Yunlei, 28 years of age, a double Olympic champion as well as double world champion. Zhang Nan, 24, he's from Beijing. Zhao Yunlei from Hubei province. 4 consecutive finals they've been in prior to this year. Winners in 2010 and 2011. And for the last 2 years, they've been beaten in the final by the Danes, Fischer Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. Well, they've won all 3 matches, as I was explaining, and all 3 in 2 straight games. That really is a very impressive run, isn't it? But 9 Super Series tournaments, 5 finals, 4 titles. I mean, their CV and their record and tournament achievements is quite astonishing. So to Chris Adcock, 25-year-old, born in Leicester. Gabby, 24, born in Leeds. Married in September last year. And there you can see their win-loss record. 1 Super Series final, that was the French, where they lost out to the former world champions, Tontoy Ahmad and Liliana Nasir. Lost to Go Sung-hyun and Kim Ha-na in 3 games on Wednesday. In fact, they had a match point at 2019 in that deciding game. Then, of course, they lost to their opponents of today. But it was yesterday's match against the Germans that saw them through to the semi-final stage. My goodness, wasn't that important. Morten, you and I were, with our calculators, working it all out, what everybody had to do.
Ready to play?
It was a very stressful day. That's all I can say.
Well, Susan Taylor is our umpire for this. Bert van Horenbeck from Belgium, our service judge. And I can tell you that this will be the 10th meeting between the two pairs, including that match on Thursday. And of the previous 9, Chris and Gabby Adcock have only won once. So that is a little bit ominous for all English fans. But Morten, really, the year that Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei have had, 7 finals from 11 tournaments so far. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
They have played very consistent this year, and you know, if you can never say this in sport, but if anyone deserves to win this tournament in the mixed doubles, that must be the pair. They have played so well all through the year.
Yeah.
And as you also say, twice Olympic champions, twice world champions.
On my
You know,
right,
that CV speaks volumes.
Yeah, that's for Zhao Yunlei. And as a doubles pair, those 2 world titles, trying to reach their 5th consecutive Superseries
On my left, Chris
finals
Adcock,
final.
Gabrielle Adcock, England. Zhao Yunlei, serve to Chris Adcock, love all, play.
So the world and Olympic champions nearest to us against Mr. and Mrs. Adcock from England. Oh, that's well taken.
Service over.
And Morten, I think I would
love.
place Gabby Adcock, when she's playing well, and that's most of the time, as one of the very best front court players in the mixed doubles discipline. The problem for the English pair, I think, is when she gets forced back off the net and the English pair are forced to defend. Is that a fair analysis?
That's fair. She's very good attacking the net, but as you rightly say, the partnership becomes vulnerable as soon as she's having to step back.
Yeah. Zhao Yunlei to the back, that's clever.
Yeah, for as long as they can. She will find a way forward.
Yeah, you're right. Zhang Jun, Chinese coach, twice Olympic champion.
I know I have to be a little bit careful here, but there is a certain thing the English pair is doing all the time, and that can be hugely exploited by the opponents. And that's every time Chris Adcock is playing on his forehand side.
There.
There, Gabby Adcock is always going to cover his backhand on the other side. Always leaving the front of the court completely open. So what you do is you simply just block it. You could even block it short for Chris, as he then has to come in to the net, and from there you can just start attacking and attacking and attacking. It's so simple to set up every time you play them, because as soon as you've got Chris Adcock on his forehand side, she will go to the other side and cover his backhand, and it just leaves a full open court at the front.
about the Chinese pair? Is there any set pattern that you've noticed with them that could also be exploited?
Yes. Again, it's Zhao Yunlei. It's the girl. It's the woman player, because she's so strong, and that gives a lot of confidence. And we saw already in one of the rallies here that she was more than happy to stand back and, you know, work from the back and defend. That's what she's doing now. And that can be exploited in the sense that if you get the attack, you just go at her. I know she's got a good defense, but it's not as good as her partners. And if you're happy to stand back and defend it, if you're happy to work from the back and not playing at the front of the court, where she is absolutely positively the best in the world, in my book, in mixed doubles, then, you know, you can exploit that a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, oh, she's good at the net, but she's happy to go away from the net. Fine, play her away, and then, you know, take it from there.
Yeah.
See, she's quite happy doing that, and that's what I mean. Okay, she got away with that because Gabby Adcock played it on the wrong side of her.
Yeah.
7-1.
Okay, well, if she's the best, positively the best front court mixed doubles player in World Badminton today, how does she compare with some of the past great players? So, Gefei, Gao Ling.
I never like to compare olden days with today's badminton.
You can't call them olden days. We're olden days.
Well, what do you call it then? Olden days. Maybe not the right word, but the past.
Yeah. No, it is. It's virtually impossible to compare. The equipment improves. The game has come on in leaps and bounds. Look at the speed of the rallies now.
It's interesting if you consider, if you go 30 years back in badminton, the badminton racket weighed 135 grams. That's the same as a squash racket today.
Crikey.
That means that 30 years ago we played badminton with a squash racket. Try to compare that.
Yeah. Wow, what a statistic. Yeah, it's good attacking play, isn't it?
Service over. 8-2.
I stand to be corrected. It's not 30 years ago, it's 40 years ago. It was in the late 70s.
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's still an amazing statistic. Goodness.
Take that.
10-2.
Just proving that you don't really need much of a racket swing when you're at the net. Look at this. Tap.
Yeah.
Look how sharply that shuttle went down.
Interval.
Well, less than 8 minutes. And here we are at the mid-game interval.
taking all the plays, you are controlling most of the plays. Okay? Go fresh again from the beginning now. Perfect. Start it.
Yes, it's an uphill task for the English pair. 11-2 down at the mid-game interval here.
11-2. Play.
So far they've not been able to play fast enough and attacking enough to really put the Chinese combination under pressure. So let's see what the coaches have done so far, what they've talked about, and whether they can catch up a little bit here. And this is definitely not the way.
12-2.
That's a very good serve by Zhao Yunlei.
13-2.
It's a rare error.
It is, and it's definitely not the way for
3-13.
England to win this match. This is obviously a little bit pessimistic, but I think if they continue playing like this, I can't really see them getting double digits in any of the games. They have to go in and start taking more control and really start attacking and putting more pace into it and be more dangerous. The two Chinese, they're just so happily playing like this, not under pressure at all. They just play their shots, they go about their business as, you know, just like a normal day. And if you're not stressed and if you're not under pressure and you have that capability as what the Chinese combination has got, then, you know, it's going to be a breeze.
15-3.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I know that every time you go onto court, you have to believe that this is the occasion you're going to win. They have beaten their opponents once before. So they know that it's possible.
Oh.
Yep.
Service over. 4-15. Five, 15.
It's all too simple at the moment for the Chinese pair.
That's what I mean. There's not even a fight in the rallies. It's like these 3, 4, 5 shots and that's it. It's finished. It's off.
Yeah.
And they have to find answers.
Hold. 17-5.
Well, they know this first game is beyond them, the English pair. Why don't they try something, you know, completely different? And
they
just
have to find ways. Yes, see, that's a good attack there.
Yeah.
Right placed, and Zhao Yunlei is happy defending, but it was placed on the difficult side, and she missed it up. And that's what I mean. If she's so happily moving backwards, fine, attack her. Or you can go completely opposite and say, okay, we take her out of the game, and we only play partner, Zhang Nan. When we return a serve, we push it into the deep corners. Even when we smash, whatever we do, we go at him. You know, try something. This clearly doesn't work.
Service over. 18-7.
it's just long. I was going to say that's lovely.
Service over. 8-18.
There is a good idea.
Oh. 9-18. We touched his
Ooh.
through. Yeah, yes.
Well, the umpire has called a fault.
yeah,
I didn't hear any fault
Yeah,
called.
Yeah, yeah. I call fault.
Well, did you hear her call fault?
She's
9-18.
claiming that Zhao Yunlei touched it on the way out.
Yeah, I understand that, but I didn't hear the fault called. Zhao Yunlei didn't hear it called either. No, I don't think it did touch her. No.
I call. So.
But
It's not worth the argument,
no,
is it? You're gonna,
no,
you're
leave
gonna,
it, let it go.
Yeah, you're going to win
This
this
too
game.
will pass.
Yeah.
That was a very fine example.
Service over.
We will get it here. The block shot
19-9.
from Zhang Nan to the forehand. Look here, that one there.
Because
Gabrielle Adcock was moving away, covering the other side for the backhand side for partner, and it's completely opening up the court here.
Yeah.
That was it. And you can do it every single time.
Missed it.
20, game point 9.
So game points for the world and Olympic champions. That's gone wide as well. First time of asking. 21-9.
First game won by Zhang Nan Zhao Yunlei, 21-9.
Just 16 minutes. Little resistance at the moment from the English combination.
第二局因为他第一局他们没把单打，我们限制的很好。第二局还是一样，我们一定要耐心。他赵云在往后其实不错，往下走就行，对吧？往下走。等到底的时候不要急着攻，还可以先过渡。对啊。
No fault. No fault.
让他戴眼镜。啊啊啊！ Just go for the first few and then see how it goes.
Oh dear, she's got a nasty cough. There's a number of players that have got coughs and colds. We heard Tommy Sugiato in his men's singles, didn't we? He got a bit of a nasty cough as well.
Second game. Love all. Play.
So after totally dominating the opening game, the world and Olympic champions, Zhang Nan Zhao Yunlei, get this second game underway, and they've started in similar fashion. Morton, if you had been courtside and able to speak to the English player, I know you've already given us an insight into the fact that they have to find a way. Specifically, what would you be saying to them? Is it all about tactics, or is it trying to lift them as well?
You have to lift them. You cannot only do it by tactics. They have to start believing that they have a chance, or at least they can go in and give their opponents a good fight for their money here in the second game. If they don't believe that, then, you know, they never stand a chance. So I think it's much about picking up the pieces, the mental pieces, more than anything. But you can see they're very happy, just waiting for it.
2-love.
But I think Gabby is suffering a bit.
Yeah. She's definitely not her normal self, is she? She's usually a bubbly sort of personality on court.
Service over. 1-2.
There's Peter Jeffrey, English coach. I know it's difficult when you've been smashed at by Zhang Nan, but you've got to try and do something with that defence. Just lifting it again is not the answer, is it?
No. You've got to play creative defensive shots here.
Oh, I thought that return was going out.
It was going wide.
Oh, string's gone.
Service over. 2-4. Yeah.
That was a better shot. That was what you were asking for. The block shot played by Gabby.
3-4. Service over. 5-3.
well covered.
Service over. 4-5.
Yeah, that's the one you were saying that she looks for all the time.
Yeah, but this time it was actually more at the front of the court. On many, many occasions, she's going 1 or 2 steps back as well.
Service over. 6-4.
Okay. I'm going to stick my neck out here a little bit.
Yep, go on then.
If partner Gabby Adcock is not feeling so well, it's very, very much up to Chris to take responsibility and show that, you know, we are still in the game, and even if I have to play for 3, I will do that. I don't see that.
No, I don't either.
And that's where it's going wrong, because I think he, inside himself, he has given up a little bit today. It's like, if you notice as well, he's changing the shuttles a lot. See, now he's changing it again.
7-4.
And a new shuttle is a fast shuttle.
Yeah.
He wants the maximum power, the best as possible, because if he gets a chance, he wants to be able to play a winner straight away. So he's changing the shuttles a lot. There are all these small little signs telling me that he doesn't have the belief today, and he doesn't really know how to fight for 3, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's simply the reason why
Service
it
over.
looks very, very simple
5-7.
for the Chinese combination to win today.
Yes, the whole feeling of the match, I would concur totally, but, you know, I keep looking at the scoreline.
Service
Well, it's
over.
3 points in it now, but
8-5.
when I was saying that, it was 2 points in it. So it wouldn't take a lot to really get back in.
No, not at this stage, but give it 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you wait and see. I think China will go to the mid-game interval minimum 11-7.
Service over. 6-8. Service over. 9-6.
Thinking along your theory, Morton, if the English pair were to go all-out attack more, it would presumably be with this man, Chris, at the back,
Yes.
using his big power, which would allow Gabby the freedom of less movement by being at the net. So it would suit them all round to get on
Absolutely.
the attack.
Absolutely. And it will play where Gabby is best as well. So he, again, don't get me wrong, but he's going to play like a maniac at the back.
Yeah.
For as long as he can last and make it work.
9-6.
Great serve. Great serve.
11-6.
11-6. Well, you said a minimum of 11-7. Yeah, look at that. Left stranded.
Cross 3 times in defence. Yeah, but you're playing shots because you're thinking about them. It's all fine. If you can't carry on, then fine, we'll stop. But if we're just because we're making tough choices, we'll carry on. So it's your choice. It's your choice.
Carry on, it's only 11 more, isn't it? But I'm not a fan of...
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about what we're going to get out. If you're going to get worse,
Not a lot.
you feel worse. So I think we're defending well. That's quite useful.
Thank you. Try that then. I just open it out.
But being ready in the defence to make the right choices, not cross.
Well, that was interesting.
Just try.
It's up to you if you want to stop.
Yes, it's fine. There's more
And
about
Gabby's saying, well, it's only another 11 points.
Make myself work.
Well, it's only 11 points until your opponents win.
Only 10.
Only 10 points. Yeah.
$11-6. Play.
Yeah. I actually concur with Peter Jeffrey, because he actually added to that, well, it depends what you're going to get out of this. And if you're not going to get anything out of it mentally for the next time you play.
6.
Sometimes you just have to go through the motions.
Yeah.
And I also think that creates a very, very fine line. You know, if you want to be 100% every time you play, you can play once a year.
Yeah. Very good point. Yeah. Well, I can remember my very first coach saying to me, Jill, you don't come off court unless you're carried off. You keep fighting.
Yes.
You just keep fighting.
Yes.
You never know.
14-6.
No, and you know, it's also, you know, a matter of pride. Oh, you only beat me because I retired. No, you were better than me today. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, this is not a serious health problem or anything. It's just, you know, I'm not feeling well. I'm having a cough. I'm having a cold. Yeah, fine. You know, go through the motions and take it as a man, I would say.
Yeah.
15-6. Service over. 7-15.
Oh, well taken.
9-15.
The Chinese pair really find it hard to stay focused now.
Yeah.
It's not that anything has changed.
27-15.
No, you see, that's what I was advocating a little earlier on. Just go for the net. You're not feeling well.
Yeah.
One step forward.
Yeah. Just cover the net, nothing else.
Yeah.
Service over. 16-11.
Yeah.
Service over. 12-16.
It's wide. Yeah, but in my opinion, she was
Service
right to
over.
try and intercept.
17-12.
She was, and she played it on the right side of Zhao Yunlei as well.
Oh, that was well wide of the centre line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
19-12.
She was struggling to get there.
Yeah, match points have arrived.
20, match point 12.
Yeah. 21-9, 21-12. And very, very sad that Gabby Adcock, especially, not at her best, not feeling well, which obviously affected their performance in the semi-final. But let's take nothing away from the world and Olympic champions, Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei. 21-9, 21-12 in 37 minutes.
Zhang Nan Zhao Yunlei, 21-9, 21-12.
Yeah, as Morton said, they did lose their focus a little bit in that second game, the former champions from China. But from very, very early stages, it really did look one-way traffic.
From China, the Japanese pair are ranked #1 in this tournament, so won 2 of their 3 Pool A games. In the draw, they got Luo Ying and Luo Yu, the runners-up of the Pool B. Chinese pair ironically defeating Japanese pair number 2 seeds Kiwa and Maeda to make the semi-finals. But I enjoy
So that means, of course, that Zhang Nan and Zhao Yunlei in their 5th consecutive mixed doubles final here at the Super Series finals. In the bottom half of the draw, the defending champions and 3 times winners Fischer, Nielsen and Pedersen are up against Chinese opposition. So the women's doubles players are warming up outside there. The #1 seeds Matsutomo and Takahashi. They're up against the identical twin sisters Liu Ying and Liu Yu. So 2 Chinese pairs in this women's doubles semi-final, and the Korean pair as well. Of course, the world and Olympic champions in that bottom half of the draw, Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. So the #1 seeds, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi, former world #1s. This is the 2nd year that they finished #1 on the Super Series standings. 1 Super Series title this year for them. But for Liu Yu and Liu Yu, this their first appearance at the Super Series finals.
Next series for the players, first up from Japan, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi.
The #1 seeds, Misaki Matsutomo and Ayaka Takahashi. All 12 tournaments on the MetLife BWF World Super Series.